Hey y'all, it's me again. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of I Do Affirm's Affirmation Conversation. I have one of my really good buddies here today. His name is Michael Rodriguez, and he stems from Harlem, New York City. Hey, Mike.
What's going on?
How you doing today?
Good.
Good. Today we are going to talk about the affirmation, I am grateful. So we're going to talk a lot about gratitude. Well, first of all, I am grateful that you are taking time out of your busy day, being a father of four,
Yep.
to talk to us about this affirmation. So you are born and raised in Harlem, but you currently reside on the West Coast in Washington. So tell us about that. How did you, why, what?
So we were living in we were stationed in South Carolina. My wife Tammy was stationed at Fort Jackson, and I was at U.S. Army Central at Shaw Air Force Base. So we were in South Carolina, and she retired last year as of September. And
don't worry, y'all, ain't nobody killing them kids. Them kids just being kids. Yeah. Go on, Mike.
So so then they gave me the opportunity. The Army asked me if I was willing to go take First Corps at Joint Base Lewis McChord. And I just jumped to the opportunity. Then Tammy was retiring that summer. It just, the planets aligned and the opportunity became, and we just said, okay, we'll go to the West Coast, see how the West Coast lives.
That's right. Well, I wouldn't mind going to the West Coast either. I actually, last September, I believe it was. Yeah, last September was my very first time ever actually visiting and not just stopping through the airport in California. And I went to Carlsbad, which is not too far from San Diego. And I know it's actually, I digress. I've actually visited Seattle, Washington a lot growing up because I do have family there. But I was so much younger then and I wasn't an adult, able to kind of navigate and manage my own trip. But that was actually my first time visiting California. And it was phenomenal. I actually felt like California reminded me between Hawaii and Korea for some reason. I don't know, at least that part. So I really loved it. But Washington State is absolutely beautiful. So I cannot even imagine living there. So lucky you. And I do love New York, but it's totally different. It's totally different. Well, that's awesome. So you are a father of four. So tell me how those dynamics are, because I know we hear the baby screaming in the back, trying to make sure that you remember who's the boss.
Mm-hmm. So it's funny. It's so when Tammy and I when we got married in 2011, we took like no time, and that's when
clearly
9 months later after our marriage, we had Emma.
Emma made it like a mug.
Yeah. And literally after that, it seemed like every duty location we PCS to, we had another kid. So we had Emma in Virginia, we had Michael Jr. in Texas, we had Ashlyn in Kansas, and then we had Jareth in South Carolina.
Oh, that's awesome, Jareth. Oh, that's a really cute name. All of them are really.
So they range from 10 to 2.
10 to 2.
So 10, 7, 5, and 2.
Oh, wow. Well, that's really awesome, actually. And you are definitely like a very hands-on father. We love that about you. I know we tease you a lot. The crew, we tease you a lot. But I mean, we definitely are in admiration of just the type of father and husband that you are. So, Tammy, you got a good one, baby. Yes, you got a good one. We love our brother, and we always give him hell in a good way.
Thank you.
So, and you're a phenomenal soldier as well. We definitely tease you about that. So so that's good. And so you have been serving for how many years now?
I've actually started in 1999. Started in the Army Reserves, enlisted as a 27 Delta. So it's been now 24 years in counting.
Nice. Okay, so before that, you actually had a stint in the Naval Academy. Most people wouldn't know that. So
yeah, that is true. So I graduated from Mercersburg Academy.
Okay. And you just had your 25-year reunion, right? I want to mention that real quick.
I had my 25th. I had my 25th reunion on June 10th.
That's
and
awesome.
got to see some of my classmates, see the campus all over again and everything. Um, my high school, I didn't know when I was attending, was a postgraduate school for all of the U.S. military academies,
Ooh,
and so I got to see a lot of people ahead of me graduate and go move on to the military academies, and that's what basically led me to applying. And so I applied, and I was recruited for lacrosse and football, and went to the Naval Academy after did the preparatory school in Newport, Rhode Island, and did the first semester. Was just homesick and everything else because I had already been in boarding school for 4 years and I wanted to go back to New York.
wow.
And so after the first semester, I basically said, hey, this is not for me. The academics is a little bit uh, above me, and I didn't want to pursue it any further. So I dropped on request, or which we know as DOR,
Right.
and said, hey, I'm going to go back to the city. I could go to college and do my own thing. And so I decided to follow in the footsteps of General Powell. A lot of people didn't know General Powell graduated from City College as an ROTC. So I went to City College and wanted to go there, and then realized that their ROTC program the year prior closed. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, yeah. So I did. So I went to City College, did the first year, and then I was like, wow, I got to pay. First year was good, cool. Had tuition assistance, financial aid and everything. And then by the second year, they was like, nah, you got to pay. So then I was just like, oh, whoa, I gotta pay now. All right,
Wow.
go back. Let me go back to let me see what the military can offer me, and
Right.
that's when they had the GI Bill, and that's
Mhm.
what led me back into enlisting in the Army Reserves.
Nice. Well, we are definitely happy to have you on active duty now. So I know that's been a minute. So we are grateful for you and all the things that you teach us and all the things that you bring to our cohorts.
But the reason
So
why I'm on active duty, is because of Tammy.
your
So I
wife.
met Tammy. Aunt Tammy was in my reserve unit as our active ground reserve. She was our unit. She was our unit administrator, what we call a UA, and our training NCO. And I was assigned to the 4th Legal Support Organization, and she was there as an AGR. When I go through my when I went through my first divorce and finally cleared up everything, that's how Tammy and I met, started dating, and then she got orders to go to Virginia. And then that's when I made a couple of phone calls to be like, hey, is there any mobilizations that I could take as a reservist to follow her in
Mhm.
her path? And that's what led me to Virginia. That's what led me to working for Crim Law Division back in 2010, and did
Okay.
that for 3 years. And that's when I decided to assess as a legal administrator, because then Colonel PD was like, hey, I think you need to come on active duty and do this full time as a warrant officer. And Sergeant Major Tyler said the same thing. He was like, look, I can't bring you in as an E7 on active duty, but I can definitely support you in becoming a warrant officer. And so
Nice.
it's because of Tammy that I came on active duty.
Okay. Well, thank you, Tammy, for so much. We are very grateful for Tammy. So, okay. So it looks like you've had, just a lot of things in your life to be, grateful for. So I know the type of person that you are. You are the type of person who would say that you learn a lot from failures, right? Explain that
Right.
a little bit.
Um, my success, everything that I've done is because I've had failed. Um, and I've seen other people in my life fail and not be able to overcome their their failures, their disappointments, their tribulations, and I've taken that as my self motivation, where I won't allow my failures to take over me. I won't allow my failures to hinder me, block me from doing what I need to do. It kind of goes to the old saying of, you know, the light bulb. And when, you know, you talk about how many times that Edison failed to make the light bulb.
That's
He
right.
just, and he always quotes and says, you know, I didn't fail to you know, create the light bulb. I just found out 100 different ways not to make it.
That's right.
And so that's the way I look at it. Everything that I've failed in is reminiscent to how I succeeded. I found a different way. Nothing's ever stopped me. And I can say that now. You know, I failed to complete the Naval Academy and graduated as a naval officer, but I am still an officer. I'm an officer in the U.S. Army. I just found a different way. And so I've always learned that there are other ways to find your goals. And that's why I say, you know, gratitude leads to success, because you can be grateful for so many things, the good things, but you have to also be grateful for the bad things that happen to you, because you learn how not to do something that way.
Exactly.
You learn from your mistakes, you learn from other people's experiences, and that's what I'm grateful for.
Exactly. That's right. I was just about to ask you, how does going through those lessons and developing, the gratitude in both the successes and the failures empower and inspire you to just keep going?
I mean, it's right here. This is my reason right here for going, keep on going, keep going.
How are you? Oh,
that's why I keep on doing it.
I bet that's a Disney shirt too, huh?
Yes, that is. It's a Mickey.
Oh.
All right, go.
I'm surprised you didn't name all your kids Disney character names.
Well, Jareth is the only one. Jareth is the only one that's named after a Disney character. So a lot of people don't know that. So his full name is Jareth Hudson Rodriguez. Jareth is the lead character's name that David Bowie plays in the movie The Labyrinth, which was a Disney, and did with the Muppets, with Jim Henson. And so that's who we named him after, the Goblin King. And then his middle initials, not because of New York, the Hudson River, it's because of Doc Hudson from Cars. And that's Tammy's favorite character. So we named him after our two favorite characters from Disney movies. So he's the only one.
Okay. Well, we're going to come back to Disney, because I have definitely got to tell them about this whole Disney connection that you and your family have, and how you're going to eventually be Mr. Disney in your future, because I'm manifesting that for you, my friends. I mean, because it is empowering and it's inspiring even to me. You've taught me some ways that I kind of want to, handle my business through just your admiration of Disney as well. So tell us how, you're empowered and inspired through your gratitude.
Oh, through my gratitude. Oh man. Again, it goes back to Tammy. I was always, living in Harlem, and just being in a single parent household. I was always into movies. And so the Disney movies was like my outlet. It was like Wish Upon a Star type, and you always look at those movies and you wonder, I wonder if my life can ever be that way. Oh, he wants to say hello again.
Okay, not a problem. Hi, baby. How are you?
And so when Tammy and I started dating and realized that she was into the parks and I was into the movies, it was just a match made in heaven.
Bye.
Oh, okay, you little handsome boy. And it was just a match made in heaven. And so it led, like, we went to Disney. We go to Disney every year. We go to Disneyland every year, Disney World. And so we got married in Disney.
Wow.
In 2019, we're Disney Vacation Club owners. Yeah. We get our gratitude is just being able to go and have that experience with our family, with our kids, and going every year and finding something new. As many times as we go, we always find something new, something different, and that's where our gratitude goes. And it's our family time. It's our little escape.
That's awesome. Okay, well, I'm gonna ask you a couple of random questions. So what are your top 3 favorite Disney movies? And I'll give you mine.
Okay, all right. Well, the first one you already know, Labyrinth. That's number one. Um, Number two, I love sports, and so I loved Disney's rendition of the Olympic hockey team, U.S. Olympic hockey team, where they beat the Russians, and that so the movie Miracle is my second, and then my third is Lady and the Tramp.
Oh, that's so cute.
My third is Lady and the Tramp. We have a painting. I have Tramp. I have Lady. We have all 3 movies. I'm a lover, not a fighter. So yeah, I like.
We know that about you.
I like myself.
That in our group.
You know, I got 4 kids. You know, I'm a lover, not a fighter. But,
yeah, we know you were
being from Harlem, being from just
collectively,
my background, my family makeup, I consider myself like a tramp. Here's my other one.
Emma. Hi, beautiful.
I'm Ashlet.
Oh, Ashlet, not Emma. I'm sorry, baby. Oh, well, you are very cute. And look at you. You're in your princess outfit, too.
Yeah. All their clothing is Disney. They have nothing else other than Disney clothing.
My Barney this.
Oh, I love it. Girl, look at them curls. They are popping, honey. Yeah. I'm going to need your mom and your daddy to tell me what products y'all using because I love it.
Aunt Helen's.
Oh, okay. That's right. Your kids are so
okay. Watching TV.
Yeah.
Okay. I love it. Oh, I love the love. I love their joyous spirits. They're so innocent and just happy. I love it. This is cute. We haven't had any kids in our interviews, but I love this. It humanizes them.
And they're gonna come in.
This is perfect for the gratitude. You're grateful for them. They're grateful for you, and I'm grateful that they're here. I definitely wish I had. You know, if I could do it all over, I've tried to do it all over, and you know my story. I would definitely have some little ones probably running around here, not bamming on this screen door like, "Mama, hurry up!" You know, at this time. But you know, God bless me with one who's 17, and you know, 5 other pregnancies, and you know, it didn't really work out for me, but that's okay. This is my new baby right here. It's all good. But I love Cinderella. That's my absolute favorite Disney movie. That one kind of taught me, you know, to just keep a happy spirit. You know, don't let other people steal your shine and your joy, which is exactly how Cinderella was in there, despite, you know, the treatment that she received from her stepmother and stepsisters. At the end of the day, what was for her was for her. You know what I'm saying? And nobody could take that away. And she was just a beautiful person inside and out. And I really, really, really love that movie. And then Beauty and the Beast. Love that movie. Mine are like the classics are like my favorite. I love it because to me it showed that, you know, you have this beautiful girl inside and out, and she fell for this person, not because of what he looked like on the outside, but because of, you know, the person that she was able to get to know on the inside. And that's the type of person that I try to be in life. And I really, really love that one. And then I don't know why, but I really just love like 101 Dalmatians, and I don't have like a good explanation for that. I just really like that.
The cartoon or the live action?
I like the live action one, but I fell in love with the, you know, the cartoon growing up, but I like the cartoon. I mean, like the live action. Like my stepmom still to this day has the VHSs in the hard cases, and I had them for Jayla, and then I gave them back to her because, you know, Jayla's, you know, older, but I'm probably gonna pay her to allow her to let me to just have them just for display purposes when I get my forever home after I retire next year. But I'm just like such a fan of just the classic Disney cartoons.
Yeah.
I love the way they come on, with, Mickey Mouse and the pointy hat and the wand. I mean, I've only been to Disney one time. When Jayla was 3, she was terrified of it. So I always said I'm going to go back as an adult with Greg so he can experience it. But Epcot is like my favorite, so I'm definitely going back there. And I mean, I really loved it a lot. So
Yeah, you
I
got to
do
do it. You
why
got to
y'all
do
love
it in
it.
the fall. Go in October so you could do the Food and Wine Festival.
Oh, nice. See, I ain't going without calling you. I'm calling you for all the details. So I do like Orlando. We go there, but we see it, we just don't go. But yeah, I'll be there. So that's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, let's see. So what advice would you give someone who is struggling with trying to find gratitude? I mean, especially now we've been in a pandemic for a couple years. The environment in the United States is very heated, especially lately after the other day with the overturn of the Roe versus Wade, for example, and who knows what's coming. I mean, it's just so much crazy stuff, and it's just hard for us to just wake up and have like just one good day, it seems, in this country. And not everything is terrible in this country, but there are just so many just like tumultuous things that we go through here that it's really just hard to wake up and find favor, sometimes. So what advice would you give to someone who is kind of struggling with just trying to find something to be grateful for?
I mean, first you got to look within. I had a conversation with one of my troops, and he expressed to me that he's been living with depression for the last 10 years and didn't even know it. And when you look at what's going on in the world and everything that's happening around us, it goes to the saying, okay, well, we can only control what we can control. We can't control what happens outside of our inner circle, whether that be our families, our friends, our coworkers. So with things going on in society, the best thing you could do is look within and look for what you're most grateful for and what you can control. Once you take that in and you realize that all these other things happening around us really can't take hold as long as we are protecting what we are care for, what we most are our gratitude is for, who we care for, what we care for. It's about those things, and whatever happens around us, they're not going to affect you because they were never there to affect you. There's just certain things that, yes, it's sad, it's despicable, the things that are happening in society, but how does that directly impact you? It doesn't. It doesn't. And so to help mend society, we got to first look within, be grateful for who we have, what we have, and how we got it, and take that for what it's worth to find what is most gratifying to you. Because nobody's going to give you gratification.
That's right.
Nobody in this world is going to say, hey, I'm grateful for you, and tell you. A lot of times people all about themselves, and that's why I like doing this. And so I'm grateful for you doing this and doing this with me, because the world outside of ourselves, nobody is going to be grateful for you. You have to be grateful for you.
Right, exactly. And what he means by that is people will be grateful for you, but they can't give you internal.
They can't give you it. They can't give you their gratitude. They could be great, but they can't give it to you. You have to build and find that gratification. I tell my troops and my captains, my judge advocates, my paralegals, everybody that's in the military. The military is never going to afford to love you. They cannot afford to love you because you love yourself so much. The Army just can't give you that. So you have to find that.
So I know I asked you what is like one of your biggest dreams in life. And I know, other than for your kids to be more successful than you, which is very amazing, by the way. And I think they are, if not just for their looks and their sweetness alone. Okay. I know you have this huge dream to work for Disney, right? Tell us about that a little bit.
Oh man, it goes. Everything is again based off has been given to me by the military, right? I mean, I love being a legal administrator. I love being in the law field, and working in the Bronx DA's office, working in the criminal justice system as a New York City corrections officer. I've been around the criminal justice system and the law now for half my life, for over half my life, and my affinity for Disney said, hey, I have all this experience working as a legal administrator. I would love to be a practice manager, working for the general counsel at Disney, or any Fortune 500 company. But Disney would be my dream job, to be a practice manager, to be their law office manager and right now the general counsel is Mr. Gutierrez. So his full title is general counsel and secretary for Disney.
Well, I will say, if you don't become a legal operations manager, as long as you some type of operations manager in any segment of any of the divisions or directorates at Disney, you're gonna be fulfilled. I am convinced, because but one thing you can do is manage operations of an organization. You are absolutely phenomenal at that. I mean, that is a passion. We all see it. All 100, 200 people, I was going to say 150, but all 200 plus people in our warrant officer cohort, we see it. I mean, we definitely heavily rely on you for your brilliance and innovation for that. I don't know where you get the time or the energy, especially after giving it over, 11 years in the cohort. I mean, I'm about 10 years in the cohort, nearly myself. And I mean, my innovation is just drained almost at this point. So, I mean, I'm just, wow, I'm still in awe of just, the fire that you still have inside of you, and just, keep it going, because people are watching, especially the younger generation of us. And I just thank you so much. But before we leave, I got to make sure that we plug Tammy, your wife's business, because she is doing her thing too. She has her own business called Mama of Four Decor, correct? All right. And we can also find her on Facebook, Mama of Four Decor, right? And I don't know, is she on Instagram too?
She's on Instagram as Mama for Decor. She also has an Etsy shop, Mama for Decor, and now she's doing the craft circuit here in Washington. So every other weekend, she's at a craft fair on Saturdays, out there in these streets selling all of her products. And then she has an embroidery business that she also does on Etsy, and that's New Threads Embroidery.
Nice. Well, we're going to make sure that we put that information in the video with text, so we can make sure that it's very accurate for anyone who is interested. So, I love to promote small businesses. I love to promote my people and their people, because again, I am grateful for the time that you spend. I am in awe of everything that you do. I am in awe of Miss Tammy. And once again, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for just sharing your story. Hopefully you've touched people from sharing your stories of gratitude, and taught them that, hey, despite what's going on in the world, yes, you can be concerned, yes, you can be sad, but don't take all of that is affecting everyone. If it doesn't affect you and there's nothing that you really can do to change it, don't try to really internalize it too much to where it actually affects you inside your household. Just do what you can do, and just try to be grateful for the things that you are grateful for. Try to control the things that you can't control. Obviously, get out there and vote, get out there and peaceful protest the things, that you can do. Be a good citizen, support people, let people do them. If it ain't your uterus, mind yours. If it ain't your business, mind yours.
But that's just it. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. I mean, with the Roe v. Wade, that just makes it now. Okay, be grateful that you have the opportunity to vote.
That's right.
You know, look at that. Look at it that way. You know, we have the opportunity now to put it back on our elected officials within our state, right? Okay, they put it back on the state, so now we can't vote every 4 years. Now we're gonna have to vote every year.
Exactly.
Get after those councilmen, get after the congressmen, senators, everybody.
Exactly. It's too
let's be
late, and we can still get pushed back up to federal. We just gotta vote, people. We gotta get back out there, and we just gotta take the power back, right?
Yep.
Right. We can be grateful that we do have the power to vote in this country. We just gotta push it back. And we can do anything like Mike said before, you know, we learn from failures just as much as we learn from successes. This is not a failure, right? This is not a failure. We have not failed, and we are not failures.
Nope.
We're not. Thanks, Mike. I love you, bro. You know, you my dude.
Love you too.
And hey, Tammy and kids, I'm still tripping off that baby said, that ain't my name, girl. I'm not Emma.
She'll let you know.
And
she will let you know.
Baby, because that boy blew me a kiss, and it still touched my heart, baby. I'm adopting him. That one, if he come up missing, you can find him at my house.
Okay.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.